Good afternoon, students. I welcome all of you to Dhruva Educational Academy, which is powered by Movishala online platform. Students, this is Dr. Prashant here. I am faculty for geography as well as environment and ecology. This is the class specially for the discussion of BPSC 66 optional paper geography. Recently, majority of the students would have appeared to this BPSC 66 optional paper, and I hope that you certainly would have done, because the question paper as I have gone through it is certainly good and one can fetch very good mark if some couple of mistake would not have committed. See students, exactly what happens as far as this paper of geography is concerned in optional BPSC, there are around 12 questions and the time limitation is 180 minutes, 3 hours, that means 180 minutes, and majority of the times these 12 questions are coupled with 2 sub questions. That means total are around 24 questions, right? So if you divide roughly 180 by 12, then around 15 minutes per question you will get 15 minutes. And when adding all sub questions means what happens, total 24 questions means you have to deal that particular question in one sub question in 7 or 8 minutes. And as far as geography is concerned, we have to support your answer with the help of maps, some wherever it is required, or suitable diagrams, figures, etc. So this makes your task bit Herculean. So what my suggestion is, you must be very judicious in your word selections. So you must have a control with your content matter that you are selecting, and because you have to manage both content as well as the diagram, and additionally you should not miss any of the question. If you miss even a single question, then it will affect your merit list. Yes, so that you have to manage, and that's why I always recommend that it's a regular writing practice as far as means optional is concerned is must if you want to get good score and don't want to suffer despite good preparation. Yes, otherwise I see the students having good preparation but lack of practice, they suffer in the mains. So let's begin with our first question as far as this BPSC 66 is concerned, optional geography. So read the question as we do. The first, what is this one? What are the plate tectonics? This is the first part of this question. And how do the plate movements transform the earth crust? Transform the earth crust. So are you getting it now? Just think upon for a while, because this plate tectonic, I was expecting a good question upon this and it has done so. But as far as concept of this plate tectonic is concerned, it is very vast. Even if you write 10-15 pages, you will not finish your answer. But you have to be very some control and be specific, as it is just a half of the question. Yes, so you have to select some such words that you can frame your answer. It should be complete, reflect completeness also, and you will save your time as well. So the very first point in such question, you should give a suitable introduction so that the examiner or the evaluator will have a better idea that yes, this student knows the concept behind this. So how you can begin introduction? It may be anything like that. Say we will attempt here how you can write, say the concept of plate tectonics. The concept of plate tectonics, the great scientific advancement or achievement in the decade of 1960s. This is 1960s, postulated by who postulated? Professor Harry H. Hayes of the Princeton University. When in the year 1960, in support of the theory of continental drift. In support of the theory of continental drift. Means what you are doing here, you are by writing this, you are giving clue to the evaluator that you know what is the background of this plate tectonic, because the background of this plate tectonic is nothing but it is a continental drift theory. Yes, Wegener's continental drift theory means over this continental drift this plate tectonic was come forward. Yes, so it is necessary to give mention like that. So we have written that the concept of plate tectonics, the great scientific advancement in the decade of 1960, which is postulated by the Professor Harry H. Hayes of the Princeton University in 1960 in support of the theory of continental drift. Yes, so this is as far as the plate tectonic is concerned. Then you can again supplement your answer. After this you can write, I will just see it. Now I will erase this, and after that we can write that what is plate tectonics? The plate tectonics is means how we can we have to define what exactly it is. It is the resultant reaction, is the resultant reaction, or we can written it in this manner also. The plate tectonics is nothing but it is the concept or the theory that deals with the origin or evolution of what? Of the tectonic plates. Their nature, the movements and all the resultant reactions due to the motion or the movement of these tectonic plates. What is it? The concept of the plate tectonics is the concept or the theory that deals with the origin or the evolution of the tectonic plates, their nature, their movement, and all the resultant reactions that arise due to the movement of these plates. Yes, this is how we can define as a plate tectonic. Now we have to tell the examiner what exactly the plate is. So as far as plate is concerned, everybody know what is plate. The plate is nothing but these are the plates, that means the tectonic plates are the rigid lithospheric slabs of a thickness of 100 kilometers, comprising the crust and some portion of upper mantle. So now what we have defined? We have defined this, what is plate tectonics. Now we have come to the plate. What is plate? Plate, we have written that it's nothing but these are the rigid lithospheric slabs of a thickness of about 100 kilometers. Yes, that comprising the crust and some portion of the upper mantle. So this is how means we have given just introductory lines force regarding theory. Now we have defined plate tectonics, and plate means this is really as a form of sort of introduction. So examiner will come to know that what exactly it. So in addition to that, you can also say that, and the basis of this theory of plate tectonic is, it is based on what? There are two bases. That is the concept of continental drift, right or not? And second, the concept of sea floor spreading. So the basis of this plate tectonic is the concept of continental drift and the sea floor spreading. Means it is based on these two concepts, this theory is based. So we have to explain this, mention this, that examiner will come to know that you have an idea of this. Then if you think, you can mention the what there are total 6 and total 6 sub plates, main plates, and 20 sub plates. Yes, you can mention this just number, don't enumerate everything because it will increase your length. And you can say that as far as the plate boundaries are concerned, then conservative means the constructive plate boundaries, destructive plate boundaries, and conservative plate boundaries. You can just mention this point. Yes, after that you can do that with what are the plate boundaries. Plate boundaries, there are 3 types of the plate boundaries: constructive plate boundaries, destructive and conservative plate boundaries, and the movement which takes place along these plate boundaries. Now the central theme is that this is all about the plate tectonics. Now the central theme is that how we will explain this, the plate tectonics transform the earth surface. So this is means as a concept of sea floor spreading, sea floor spreading, sea floor spreading. Now this is the answer. The answer lies here. Means as far as this part is concerned, how do the plate movement transform? The answer lies in this concept. This concept of sea floor spreading was also propounded by Professor Harry H. Hayes. Right? So you have to explain it, and as far as see, it must be explained with the help of suitable diagrams. Sorry. So as far as diagram is concerned, means there are such various diagrams, but to be specific, we can make a comprehensive one diagram. You cannot draw more than one diagram here. So you can draw a diagram like that and mention everything here. Yes, then like that. Okay, upward rising thermal conductive current and the magma. Then so what's happening? See, this is a asthenosphere. This is asthenosphere. You can mention it. This is mantle. This mantle. And what is this? These are the upward rising thermal convective currents. And again, what is this? This is hot and molten magma, not lava. So like that. Then as far as this point is concerned, what is this? This is a mid-oceanic ridge. Mid-oceanic ridge. Then again we can say that this is a zone of divergence. Zone of divergence. That means what? These are the constructive plate boundaries. Constructive plate boundaries. That means what? The plate movement in opposite direction. So similarly, you can say that this is a zone of subduction. This is zone of subduction, and here we can say that this is a zone of convergence, right or not? Then again you can say that these are the destructive plate boundaries. Yes, and what again you can say that the tectonic plate movement towards each other. Means the two plates, which are this plate, as far as this plate is concerned, which is this plate? This plate is continental plate. This is continental plate boundary, and this is oceanic plate. So like that you can make a diagram. See, what we have explained means we have to explain, we cannot write, mention everything here. So with the help of diagram we can explain it, how the sea flow spreading that, and in that we can mention that this diagram, how this upward rising thermal convective currents, these are responsible for bringing the magma above along the mid oceanic ridge. This is mid oceanic ridge. Along this upward rising thermal convective currents come, and the force behind is that from where this comes, because of the heat that has been produced due to the decay of the radioactive materials lying inside the mantle. Yes, because of that what happens, the heat is generated. Because of that heat, this upward rising thermal convective current is generated, and along with this current what happens, this magma also comes upward along this mid oceanic ridge, and these two plates separate from each other, they run runs away from each other. That means that's why showing that this is a zone of divergence. That means the plate movement is in which direction? The plate movement is in opposite direction. So what's happening, that the magma is coming up, this hot and molten magma is coming up. This hot and molten magma, it will lie along the, spread along the either sides of this mid oceanic ridge. You have to explain this point, and that means what, the new crust is forming here along, or you can write here also. That means the new crust is formed. New crust is forming here, and what's happening, whatever the old plate is concerned, it is subducting here along the zone of subduction. Here the two plate boundaries move towards each other, the plate movement is towards each other, and along the zone of subduction, this heavier plate, this plate, oceanic plate is heavier, it is getting subducted under here, it gets melted into the mantle and mixes up there. That means what's happening here, the old crust is being degenerated here, means new crust is forming along the mid oceanic ridge, while the old crust is degenerating along this zone of subduction. Yes, so in this way you can explain this, that means what, this plate movement shows that this transforming the earth crust, isn't it, or not? Transformation means the new crust is forming along the mid oceanic ridge and old crust is getting decaying and along the zone of subduction. Yes, so in this way you have to explain that the plate oceanic, how they transform the crust. So this is the way how they are transforming, and in concluding para you can write it as on the basis of the evidences of the paleomagnetism and on the basis of concept of sea floor spreading, it can be concluded that the new crust is continuously being formed along the mid oceanic ridge, while the older crust is being lost along the zone of subduction. Yes, so in this way, that means the earth crust is always transforming. It is not static, it is not stationary or permanent. However, it is continuously evolving. The newer and newer crust is being continuously formed. So this is how you can conclude here. So students, this much is sufficient as far as this question is concerned. In detail we will deal in our regular classes. Fine. So I recommend all of you to visit our Dhruva Educational Academy and Mobishala online platform and purchase this question by using our code DHRU5112. Thank you.